the child occupies a very special, indeed a unique place in human society. Whether it be through the image of Yasoda and Krishna, or Madonna and the child, humankind has accorded a status of extraordinary significance to the child. The history of the child shows that the child has always been in need of understanding and assistance. Our times in particular have shown up deficiencies in the child environment, physical, emotional, and otherwise. The Declaration of the Rights of Child proclaimed by the United Nations in 1959 said, "The child shall enjoy special protection and shall be given opportunities and facilities by law and by other means to enable him to develop physically, mentally, morally, spiritually, and socially in a healthy and normal manner and in conditions of freedom and dignity. In the enactment of laws for this purpose, the best interests of the child shall be paramount consideration." Unquestionably, the future of the country will depend on how we respond to the needs of the children today in terms of environment and opportunity. It is my firm conviction that the best way to serve mankind is to serve a child, because a happy and healthy child today is bound to become a responsible citizen tomorrow. The natural curiosity of children has been likened to the inquiries of a philosopher. The why and wherefore of things intrigues children, and with each unit of knowledge, they move on to the next in the manner of a trained scientist or a scholar. This faculty of theirs must be developed as the most precious human resource of ours. It can be so fostered only with care and understanding. Industrialization and urbanization have added to the challenges faced by the children. Poverty and the increase in population leads to child labor and its attendant exploitation. The sight of the child being obliged to work in fields and in factories, and the children begging in the streets, are an affront to our dignity as a society. But it is heartening to note that there is now a growing realization of the fact that the child should not be robbed of its childhood. Concerted efforts are being made to improve the conditions and the prospects of the children the world over. India has rendered full support to the International Convention on the Rights of the Child. Our national policy for children, adopted in 1974, declares that it shall be the duty of the state to provide adequate services to the children both before and after birth and through the period of growth to ensure their full physical, mental, and social development. No effort made by the government can be fully realized unless it has the support of the people. Government are aware that popular support to the child welfare policies can be enhanced only through voluntary sector. This is the reason why in the national policy for children, the role of voluntary organizations has been given a prominent place. The policy states that while the government shall endeavor to ensure that adequate resources are provided for child welfare programs and proper schemes are undertaken, the voluntary organizations engaged in the field of child welfare should continue to have the opportunity to develop and strengthen themselves either on their own or with state assistance in the fields of education, health, recreation, and social welfare services relevant to the children. India has a long tradition of voluntary action, and both government and society have consistently encouraged and strengthened voluntary action so that the state and the voluntary sector complement each other.